management consultant. My business of poverty and begging is doing extremely well, sir. So I opened one branch office right next to it. And so he has opened a branch office out of his knowledge of being a management consultant. Therefore, my dear friends, I want to see, poverty will get proliferated if the healthy mind is not projected in your own mind. Therefore, that core freedom is what is essential for us to do. And when you do that, the fact of the matter is, ultimately it is the internal reality into which get endorsed because of the subjective mind having a Jwalamukhi. The Jwalamukhi gets placed into your internal reality. Your impressions also will be a Jwalamukhi because the subjective mind had nourished a Jwalamukhi, a volcano in it. You understood my point? And therefore, your actions will be as per that internal reality. Is it not true? If you see around where the actions are all on the basis of one's internal reality, the actions are not on the basis of the true external reality. The external reality is then seen through the subjective mind, and to that internal reality's impressions, you are responding to with your actions. Right or not, friends? Therefore, this much of technology is there in the idea of perception, in the skill of perception. You need to take the responsibility for it. You need to be very alert to that. You understood that? Judgments will happen, conclusions will happen, beliefs will happen, things will happen, but you need to provide a space for it, and providing the space for it and then making it only a reference point, and not being enslaved by it is what I would say is the core freedom that you need to enjoy. And when you do that, tremendous difference. Limited to our own I am, the liberty is lost. What is I am? The interpretation mind. You understand that? If you are interpretation mechanism, if you are limited to that interpretation mechanism, your liberty is lost. But what is important as skill development for an entrepreneur is to ensure that no such liberty is lost. You are exercising your core freedom. And therefore, friends, the next aspect is the mind is the one which creates the entire creativity is arising from the mind. You can ask me how. Friends, the mind has a faculty, is a tremendous creative tool. Now, if I ask you, you are sitting here, what is that? But that's the truth. Look around this hall, my dear friends. Just now, look around this hall. You see a fan, you see a light, you see a projector, you see a coat, you see my spectacles, you see my glasses, you see the camera there, you see tables, you see chairs. All these things have been created in somebody's mind. Yes or no? May not be yours. It was created in somebody's mind before it became a product. True or not? Therefore, the mind is a creative tool. So employ the mind as a creative tool, not abusing the mind. You get it? And therefore, understand the fact that creativity will happen if you know how to employ the mind very enlightenedly, and my dear friend. And therefore, it's very important to see how we plug the leakages that happen in our mind. For instance, if you have various formulas like this, if rejected, I will be hurt. And if you have another formula, if criticized, I will be hurt. If I don't get what I like, I will be hurt. And if you say, if cheated, I will be hurt. If you put this kind of formulas, my dear friend, just look at this. I'm just giving a few for want of time and going into formula. These are the formulas which cause self-whipping to ourselves. You are not. They whip ourselves. Your hurt is not because of the rejection. Hear me very carefully. Should I say it slowly and pause and say? I pause and say, your hurt is not because of the rejection. Your hurt is because of the formula that you have installed. Your hurt is not because of the rejection. Your hurt is because of the formula that you have installed. You will see the face, yes. I go to a buffalo and say, hey buffalo, you are a monkey. I rejected the buffalo. But the buffalo will respond in what way? Yes or no? Because he doesn't have an interpretation mechanism. Because he has not put such formulas. If somebody rejects me, I will be hurt. Sometimes buffaloes are more enlightened than us. Sometimes they are. But I want to ask you, my dear friends, in life, especially when you are entrepreneurs, in life, do you expect that you never get rejected in life? Whom should I look and ask? Anyone I look and ask and say, sir, reality to ye hai, hakikat to ye hai, we are bound to get rejected in life. Yes or no? after the program and say, "अरे मुझे देखो airport station में लेके जाओ." नहीं, मैं तो अंधेरी जाता हूँ, दूसरा गाड़ी पकड़. You get can you be afford to live like that? Then you get that's the skill you need to develop. That is unenlightened things like rejection. Do not take it. If you go for an interview, you go for a salesmanship, you go and talk to them. What nothing doing? I don't want it. He's bound to say that. Yes or no? And when the rejection happens, it is said. A salesman is so powerful in that, especially a salesman has got this wonderful thing. He will not have such a thing. Because whenever he goes for selling something to him, 17 times he will get rejected, 18th time only somebody will buy it. So a salesman will know that when he goes to his house, his wife shouts at him, "क्या देखा है? तुम कुछ भी नहीं काम कर रहे हो, गड़गड़ा." He will listen to all that. अच्छा, जब तुम्हारा मन शांत हो जाता है ना, ये मेरा कार्ड ले लो, जब बुलाना है तो बुलाओ. A salesman will do that. Whereas the IT person, he will take it very seriously. क्या ऐसा बोला? He will go into Google and look for alternatives. So my dear friend, have a very enlightened, what happens?
Just press.
So have a very enlightened kind of formula. These kind of formulas are self-rejecting to us. Who are not? They are self-giving to us. And you think in life you will keep getting whatever you like? My dear friends, I want to tell you, it's not stories that I'm taking from somewhere. I read in the paper a guy who wanted something, he wanted money to go buy a motorcycle for himself. I must get what I like. I must get what I like. I must get what I like. So what he did, he went and robbed his own home. And one such boy was there, who was a 10th standard dropout from school. He went and killed his own grandmother with the help of his friends. And he kept saying that I was motivated by the fact that I must keep getting whatever I like. But will you keep getting whatever you like in life? No. And when you know that, why do you have a thing like this? The kind of formula like this. You must get what you like, right? But at the same time, you must learn to like whatever you get. True or not? So all of you put your hands out here like this. I must get what I like. Say loudly, I must get what I like. I must get what I like. Especially when you are an entrepreneur and going forward to take up a business of your own. This skill is very, very powerful. No matter what, you will be enthusiastic. You understand? You will not get dampened by a failure, nor you get extremely distinct by an applause. Your success and failures, you will know how to handle that. The peaks and valleys of your life, you will know how to handle that. That uniformness is what will happen when you have a formula. I must get what I like, tell me. But I must also like what I get. Say that even more louder. I must get what I like. But I must like whatever I get. That's the way, and that's a more mature statement. That's the kind of formulas you need to install. And when you install such a formula, you will see it fine. Similarly, friends, we have a lot of inner chatter to which we are enslaved. If you have a chatter like this, "Oh, this is not perfect." Okay, if it is not perfect, be a solution based. Don't get depressed over, "Oh, it's not perfect, so I'm resigning from this." If it is not perfect, say how you can make it to perfection with the enthusiasm that you deserve to keep. Right or not? Do not get lost in the, "Oh, it's not perfect, not my place, so I'm doing it." That shrinking shouldn't happen. Therefore, be solution oriented. This is not what I'm expecting. Of course, things will happen when you're not expecting. It's Jungle Raj, my dear friends. I don't expect myself, I may be pleased. I'm a loser. It's a waste of time to try. These are kinds of inner chatter which are not empowering at all, my dear friends. What do people think of me? And drop this inner chatter. When you drop this inner chatter, my dear friends, then you will see that chatter is not going to take domination of you. You are going to be the master of your inner chatter. And despite that inner chatter, you know how to use the mind as a creative tool. And that is to plug the leakages that happen in the pot. Supposing you have a pot and there are lots of holes in it, water cannot stay in that pot. The energy gets lost in that pot. Yes or no, my dear friend? But as a powerful entrepreneur who should go forward and be enthusiastic in that, you need to have your energy full. And you do keep that energy full, you need to work on the fact of how to plug your leakages. And this is one of the things that happen. Next friend. Therefore, avoid the self-whipping. We do the self-whipping out of these leakages. When I'm in the school or the colleges, I take a process for it, but I know I'm a lot of elders here, so this may not be the right proposition for for you. So not doing that, and I actually make them do self-repay, and they remember that. Yes, it's true. Do you see a family who comes in the road with a drum in their hand, and then a whip in front, and he hits himself, and he walks. The drum is just like your CD that you're playing from your mind. All your formulas go on coming. Yes or no? Then you take a whip and you hit. The only difference is that guy has no pain in him, but you get lost. That's the only difference, but the whipping really happens. And we do the whipping, and that, my dear friends, is not going to be enlightened on in which you need to work on. Next. Therefore, friends, an egg when broken from outside, a life ends. True or not? But when an egg is broken from inside, a new life begins. True or not? When it's broken from inside, when it happens from inside, an attitude change happens, correct? That transformation is what is important as a mind skill for an entrepreneur. So therefore, friends, what is important here is Swayam Rajyate Ishvara. Have you heard of this? How many of you know Sanskrit here? Just one or two. Am I speaking in India or in New Zealand? Friends, please learn that language. It's such a powerful language to learn. And when I went and learned it at the age of 16, please believe me, I was so awed by it. Because it is not just a language, it is teaching your lifestyle. You can ask me, how is teaching your lifestyle? Just this one statement I will tell you. Swayam Rajyate iti Swara. You have heard of swaras? All of you know swaras? A, A, I, I, U, U. So all of you repeat after me. A, A, I, I, U, U, I, O, O, Aha. I dropped the R, okay? It's difficult to pronounce. Now these are the swaras. All of you know that? Now to express these swaras, you don't need any other alphabet. You need to say A, you don't need anything else. To say E, you don't need anything else. So it's called a Swayam Rajyate iti Swara, that which lives by itself, that which is complete by itself, that which is total by itself, that which is self-reliant and is not dependent on any other alphabet. Is that not right? That is a Swara, Swayam Rajyate iti Swara. Now look at the Vyanjanas. You know in language there are Vyanjanas. The Vyanjanas are khat, khat, gam, gam, na. Say all of it repeat after me. इतना तो थोड़ा संस्कृत सीखवाना ही चाहिए. छट छट झट झट ना. ठट 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 ना. ठट 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 ना. हो गया सबका जो है. भप 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 मा. And a few other here and over etc. Now you tell me. This curve, if you want to express it, it is ka, isn't it? If you want to say ka, you have to add the swara a to the curve to make it express as ka, isn't it? Yes. So every vyanjana is dependent upon the swara. A vyanjana is dependent syllable, a dependent alphabet, a swara is self-reliant of the alphabet. Have you understood that? A vyanjana is a dependent, it's always dependent on the swara. If you want to say key, you need an E for the key to make it. If you want to say two, that U is required to the t in order to make it two. Therefore, the vyanjana is dependent on the outside things, like the swara, in order to express itself. But the swara is self-reliant. My question to you here is, in life I want you to do your own self-audit. And you want to be entrepreneurs, I want you to make a self-audit. Are you living a life of being a swara? Or are you living a life of being a vyanjana? Swara. You are saying swara.
Swara.
Swara, very good. You need to live a life of being a swara, isn't it? But if you look around life, people are living a life of vyanjana. Why, if you ask me, if I have the latest mobile, then I am feeling very happy. I mean, your happiness is dependent upon that mobile, right? If you say, I am going to be the general manager, then I will be happy. The general managership is the one which is the one on which you are dependent upon, right or not? If I have an Audi car in front of my house, then I will be indeed very happy. The Audi is to which you mortgage your happiness, true or not? So is that vyanjana or is it a swara? Vyanjana. We live a life of vyanjana very unconsciously. Let us not depend on anything. By you, yourself, I, by myself, I am very happy and self-reliant and self-independent. independent and I'm total by myself, I'm complete by myself. Let that dawn in you. That skill is what is an entrepreneurship skill that you require to have. Yes or no, my dear friends?
Yes.
So therefore, in another sense it says, very quickly I want to say, Sarvam Paravasham Dukkham. How simply it is said. That which is Paravasham means anything that is outside you is Dukkham. Paravasham is Dukkham. Sarvam Atmavasham Sukham. That which is broken from inside is the one which gives Sukham to me. Your attitude has to be perfect. You understood? If your attitude is not perfect, you will get drowned in the kind of things that happen before you. There was a beggar who was sitting in front of a temple. Everyone, rich man used to come there, worship and go to that beggar and give him 10 rupees, 10 rupees, 10 rupees. This went on for 6 months. One day that rich man came, he went to that beggar and gave him only 7.5 rupees. So that beggar was a little taken aback. How come only 7.5 rupees? मेरा 8.5 रुपया कहाँ गया? 6 महीना ऐसे ही चल रहा था, 7.5 और एक दिन वो धनवान आया, वापस वर्शिप किया, देन वापस बेगर के पास जाके सिर्फ 5 रुपया दिया। तब वो बेगर ने उठ के, सर मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ, क्या पूछना चाहते हो? Sir, you used to give me 10 rupees every day. You reduced it to 7.5 rupees the last 6 months. What happened, sir? So it's like this. I have a daughter who is going for engineering course and the cost of fees is high. Therefore, I reduced your quota from 10 to 7.5. Then, sir, why did you reduce it to 5 rupees, sir? It is like that. My son has now come to 11th standard, so he has got a lot of expenses to run. उसको नई shoes खरीदने का, उसको मोबाइल खरीदने का, ये वो खर्चा ज़्यादा बढ़ता है. इसलिए तुम्हारा कोटा जरा कम कर दिया. तो then the beggar is asking him, sir, आपके कितने बच्चे हैं? क्यों सबको मेरे पैसे से सिखाना चाहते हो क्या? Now look at that attitude. The thought and attitude with which the rich man is making the offer and generosity and philanthropic donation to that beggar, and that beggar who is receiving the money are having two different kinds of perspectives to the same event. Yes or no, my dear? Therefore, be aware that Sarvam Paravasham Dukkham, Sarvam Atmavasham Sukham, Tat Vidya Samasena, Lakshanam Dukkha Sukha Yoho. From this only, and very simple, from this itself, you can separate what is Dukkha and Sukha. If you have a rich attitude, very happy. I just want to give you one small example of richness of attitude. There was a girl who was the daughter of an auto rickshaw driver. It has come in the paper. That auto rickshaw driver's daughter, she not only did very well in 12th standard, went to BCom, did very well there, and went to MCom, get first in the university, and went on them to write the CA examination, all the 7 semesters with one shot. Not only passed all the 7 semesters, but also came all India number 1. When somebody went and asked, "Are तुम्हारा परिस्थिति क्या है?" Sir, मेरा परिस्थिति को देखेंगे ना, आजू बाजू कहीं झाड़ू पोछा करने का असाइनमेंट होगा, तो मैं उधर जाती थी. वो सही होता था. मेरा परिस्थिति वैसा है, ऑटो रिक्शा ड्राइवर की बेटी हूँ. लेकिन मेरी मनोस्थिति उससे बहुत ज्यादा है, सर. कि जो भी अगर स्ट्रीट लाइट नहीं है घर में, तो मैं स्ट्रीट लाइट के नीचे जाके बैठ के पढ़ाई करती थी. अगर सिखाने के लिए कोई मेरे को कोच नहीं थी, तो क्या होता? तो मैं मेरे कॉलेज में जाकर प्रोफेसर को पूछते, बहुत ढंग से, बहुत मन से मुझे सिखाते थे. तो सीखने के लिए कुछ कमी नहीं थी. जीवन में मुझे कोई कमी नहीं है. And who is saying this? An auto rickshaw driver's daughter. So this Manoshakti becomes very strong. If you have a powerful Manoshakti, then you will see all Atmavasham is the one which is going to give you success. If I think that I'm just giving you a motivating talk just to pep you up as an entrepreneur, don't take my words. Go into the autobiography of all successful persons. Into the autobiography of all successful persons, whether it is Abraham Lincoln, Swami Vivekananda, or your Abdul Kalam ji, or Narayana Murthy, and look at that. You will see they had a very powerful Manoshakti. And even Amitabh Bachchan had a very powerful Manoshakti, yes or no?
Yes.
He went to Delhi and he was rejected in the audition. He was twice he was rejected. He didn't say he was rejected. He came back here with his smallpox face. Yes or no? He went to Bollywood and today he is the king. And how that happened? Because he never had such a formula which was self-fitting, and he had an Atma Shakti, which is that's called a Mano Shakti. The first skill that we need to develop is the skill of a powerful Mano Shakti, and then the power can very wonderful thing will happen. And the last one which I want to touch upon is wonderment. The last one I want to touch upon is on wonderment. Friends, from the age of 10, till the age that what you are, you learn many things, isn't it? When I was a small boy, I used to go and press one button, the light would come on. Then I used to press the other side, the light would go off. Then I press another